All right, everyone, welcome back to DSP versus the Internet, episode 30 for April 14, 2024. We are firmly into the submissions tier now, clips submitted by the submission members of the channel. And if you would like to be part of that fun, please become a member in the next week or so. Ultra level assures that we'll watch your clip for sure. And if you do a submissions tier, it means that you go into a randomized playlist with a chance to be watched, which is what we're doing right now. So let's continue. Is this the same thing?
Hari Raya bukan sekadar memasang hiasan serba indah, bukan sekadar menyiapkan lauk dan juada.
This reminds me of
Kami
Christmas.
akan adakan ketupan derma untuk Hari Raya tahun ini. Apa persumbangan sangat dialulukan.
Sorry, I was blocking the subtitles at the beginning. Sorry about that. Can't read them. You can't understand what's going on.
Terima kasih.
Is this the same holiday we saw earlier or not?
You dah
Now I'm
siap untuk
confused.
volunteer?
You just sat down to relax. Are you ready to volunteer? No, I just sat down, God damn it. Give me a second.
Wait. Oh, you buka puasa later.
Bring to the center and lock. Turun lagi tak?
It rained, so no one showed up for the volunteer drive, I guess.
Satu hari
Pouring
di
rain.
hari raya, kulihat cahaya bersinar indah, langit cemerlang.
Hari Raya, peluang kita untuk memberi dengan murah hati, peluang kita untuk mencipta kenangan yang lebih berarti.
Satu hari di
So it's a
hari
full-on
raya,
volunteering thing where everyone wants to help in some way.
Aku menangis
Whether
tanda
you're directly helping other people with something, whether you're just donating, whether you're giving food to someone. Okay.
Ibu, saya dah tulis.
Oh no, he's writing rap lyrics again.
Selamat
Stop
Hari
this
Raya,
boy.
Ibu.
Selamat Hari Raya, Kak Yu.
Maafkan saya.
Yeah, this is
sebab
it. This is what we saw
Saya
earlier.
jawab balik kepada Ibu.
Is it what? Darziak says, "Is your mic dying? I swear it's getting quieter over time." Here, let me take a look again. The video is at 2 decibels. The microphone is at 4 decibels buffed. So if you're saying that the videos are too loud, I can lower the videos again. Here, do you want me to go down to regular? Here, here's what we'll do. Let's have the videos go down to just regular volume with no buffed decibels at all. Because that could be what it is. It could be that the videos are just kind of loud this week. But my microphone is now at the 4 decibel buff. Yeah, I don't know. I just what it is some of these videos, again, the audio levels are not equal on YouTube. So one video will sound fine. The next is like, you can't hear me at all, right? And it kind of sucks because I can't tell that. There's no way for me to hear that. No, well, I don't know. I did, absolutely. I have not adjusted the volume level on my equipment. It's been the same. I can see that right now. I have not, I haven't adjusted it or anything. And I have it up to 4 decibels. If you guys want me to make the volume louder on my mic, I can. Do you want me to make it even louder? You want me to go to 5 or 6 decibels and see if that fixes something? Maybe something did change, but I don't see any changes to my equipment. It looks the same to me. I don't know. I'll do here. You want me to up the volume of the mic a little more in OBS? I will. Let's do 5 decibels. Let's see if that helps anything. So we went from 4 to 5 now. Okay. Okay, now here we go. Here we are. 5. Yeah, we're at 5 now. We're at 5 decibels buffed. So let's see if this sounds any better. And I turned off the volume buff of the videos. I'll have to put that later for gameplay.
Gaduh dengan kakak.
So let me know how this
Lakukan
sounds
saya
now.
yang buat Ibu marah.
Yes, this is that holiday we saw
Terima
earlier. Because
kasih
he's
Ibu
apologizing to his
sebab
relatives.
sayang
see?
saya. Saya janji nak jadi anak yang baik. Selamat Hari
Yeah, but it
Raya.
doesn't matter what you say, it matters what you do. You better be a better son and not be lying.
Hari raya, aku menangis tanda gembira, aku menangis tanda ku cinta.
Kemurnian Hari Raya terletak pada
It
kebaikan
totally feels like
yang
Christmas.
kita
It
sebarkan.
does. The only
Kasih
difference
sayang
is they're not exchanging gifts, right? Instead, it's like you go to someone's house and you're being nice to them and you're saying you're sorry for the wrong things you did. You dress up a certain way, but it looks like they have decorations. It reminds me of Christmas. It really does. Yeah, Dark Maggot is saying no, he has no issue with the audio. Well, now does it sound better? I just lowered the volume of the video by 2 decibels and I made my microphone a little louder, so hopefully that helped.
yang kita hamparkan.
Kulihat wajah sacibuku, kulihat wajah kasih ayahku, ku gembira.
How's it going, everyone? Today, we're going to be talking about a phenomenon that's been plaguing the job market lately, something that we like to call ghost jobs. In fact, the Wall Street Journal is even calling it that now. No, we're not
This is from 1 year ago. Ghost jobs are affecting the job market. Wall Street Journal. Okay. Let's see what he says, because I think I kind of know what he's about to talk about. In America, anyway. But let's see if I'm correct or not.
talking about like hidden jobs, like a ghost kitchen or something like that. We're talking about jobs that are advertised, but just don't actually exist. You know what I'm talking about. You see a job posting that seems too good to be true, like a high-paying remote job with flexible hours and great benefits. You spend a lot of time crafting the perfect cover letter and resume. Then you hit that submit button, and then crickets. You never hear back. You follow up with an email, you follow up with a phone call, still nothing. So you start to wonder if that job even existed in the first place. And most people don't want to believe that either, so they usually settle with themselves and say something like, oh, it wasn't a good fit, or they hired someone else, or maybe there wasn't a budget for it. Turns out you might be onto something. According to a recent article from the Wall Street Journal, many job postings are actually just ghost job positions. In a survey of more than 1,000 hiring managers last summer, 27% reported having job postings up for more than 4 months. And among those who said they advertised job postings that they weren't actively trying to fill, close to half said they kept the ads up to give the impression the company was growing, according to Clarify Capital, a small business loan provider behind the study.
Wow.
Now you might be wondering, why on earth would anyone advertise a job that doesn't exist or that they're not intending on filling? Well, it's all about manipulating the job market to favor the employers. You see, by advertising fake jobs, employers can collect resume and data on potential candidates without actually having any intention of hiring anyone. This way,
So how does it sound now? Now that I adjusted the volume of the video and my microphone, does it sound better? Because the thing is, yesterday I know my microphone filters or the microphone volume boost got turned off, and I don't know why, because I didn't do that. But I turned it back on, and now, is it good now? Is it a good balance? Does it sound better than it was? Now it sounds great. It's a good balance. Okay, good. I'll leave it like this, but when I get back to games, I may have to boost the volume again. I'm not sure. Okay, let's continue.
they can keep tabs on the job market and adjust their hiring strategies accordingly. 1/3 of the managers who said they advertised jobs they weren't trying to fill said they kept the listings up to placate overworked employees. 1/3 of managers admit to lying to employees when they say, yeah, we'll hire someone to help you out with that job. Other reasons for keeping jobs up. The hiring manager said stocking a pool of ready applicants if an employee quits, or just in case an irresistible candidate applied. Kelsey Libert, co-founder of Fractal, a digital marketing agency, says her company keeps ads up for associate positions even when they aren't hiring because turnover for those jobs is often higher than other roles. Okay, so you waste everyone's time instead. Got it. For example, imagine you're a manager at a big corporation that wants to hire a software developer. You could just advertise the job and wait for the applicants to roll in, but what if you're not so sure about the supply and demand of developers in your area? What if you're not so sure how much you should be paying them? Well, instead of taking that risk, you could advertise a fake job, collect resumes, and then use that data to make informed decisions. But wait, there's more. Apparently companies are even using this to create the illusion of demand for certain types of jobs, which in turn allows them to offer lower wages. For example, if there
This is all true, and I have some evidence of it that I'll tell you in a little bit, but let's continue with the video.
are 100 applicants for a fake job that pays $50,000 a year, then the employer can argue that there's plenty of supply for that type of job and offer a lower wage to candidates. So what are some examples of ghost jobs? Well, it could be anything from entry-level positions to high-paying executive roles. It could be a job that's advertised online, or it could be a job through a recruitment agency. And we all know how those recruiters have such a great reputation in the world these days. But anyways, some of them have been known to advertise fake jobs just to get more people on their books. Now, you might be thinking, surely this is illegal, right? Well, no. Technically, it's not illegal to advertise a job that doesn't exist. It is illegal to use a fake job ad to discriminate against certain groups of people or
Right.
collect personal information under false pretenses, but these practices are usually difficult to detect and even harder to prosecute. Now, in the software development world, ghost jobs take another form as well. They're usually involved when one is applying to a job and they receive a code test in return. What some of these companies are doing is they're making a job post, getting applicants, and then taking the code and never hiring any of the software developers. It's actually a pretty ingenious and scammy way to get people to build software and apps for you, decline them all, and then use applicants to build your app. And we've seen companies on this channel before take software from applicants and use it on their website. Now, I know we're talking about software developers, but I'm also well aware that it's not exclusive to just...
So he's talking about certain things. What I can say is I can confirm 100% that this exists, because over the years that Kat has been in Washington and she's gone through different jobs and looked for better jobs and stuff. There's been times when, you know, she's applying for different jobs, going to interviews and stuff. And I can tell you a few years ago, there was a situation. There's actually two situations that happened. Here's the first. So she's looking for positions that, you know, she would be qualified for, interested in. And she sees a job posting at a local Best Buy store. Okay? Online. So she applies for it. Okay, interview. Come in for the interview at a certain day. She goes to the store for the interview. First of all, no one can even find the manager who's responsible for interviews. Why? Because these stores don't have hiring managers. They just have managers that are expected to perform interviews who aren't trained for it. So they can't even find the guy who's supposed to be doing the interview. But you told me to come to the store at this time for an interview. How is the person who's supposed to be interviewing me not here or ready for it? It doesn't make sense. So she sits around for a very long time, upwards of an hour. Finally, this manager appears who's going to interview her. She gets into the interview, and the first question, all right, that's asked is, so what job did you apply for? Wait, what? You're the interviewing manager. You're supposed to be interviewing me for the position. You're asking me what job I applied for? What am I doing here? So she tells, I applied for this position. Oh, I don't have any jobs in that position open. What? This is not a made-up story. This literally happened to my wife. And she's like, why? I don't understand. It was on the site. I applied for it. Well, I don't know about that, but we don't have that job. If you want, you could maybe apply for this job, and I could interview for that now. And she's like, no. Why would I do that? Why? What are you talking about? So the entire thing was a complete waste of her time. She went home completely deflated, thinking that she was going to get a job interview for a job she wanted, and that's how she got treated. That's the American job market. Like, no exaggeration. There was another job she applied for. It was supposed to be for a position, I want to say it was like at a hotel, and it was supposed to be like front desk. So she applies for this hotel position at the front desk. She goes for the interview, and they say, so just so you know, that's actually not really the job. Okay, the job is you're going to be driving a hotel shuttle back and forth from the airport. What? The job position I applied for was front desk. Well, that's really not it. You will be driving a shuttle. Why am I here? It didn't make any sense. And the way that the interviewer kind of pushed it was, well, yeah, 90% of the time you'll be driving the shuttle, but you may be at the front desk at some points if there's no one to drive around. So, but you're going to be driving the shuttle. But literally the online fucking posting was for front desk. So this is how these employers in the US are now treating jobs. They basically don't care about the employees. All they care about is getting a big well of information from people, right? And then they lie to get your information, and then they try to basically fool you into a job. Like, for example, what if you're desperate for a job, right? And so you applied at the hotel for front desk, you get into the interview, and they say, it's for the shuttle. Well, I'm desperate for a job. I might as well take it. But you didn't want that job. What if you're not even good at fucking driving? Right? Now you take the job. Or the Best Buy job, for example, I believe what it was, she was applying for, like, you know, someone working on the floor, maybe in electronics. And they said, well, no, you're going to be a cell phone specialist and only sell cell phones. Well, she doesn't have interest in that. She doesn't know about cell phones that much. She doesn't care for that. Why would she want to work that job? And by the way, isn't it funny, if the job posting is for one job, but you go in, but the actual opening's for another, why is that? Probably because no one wants that job for good reason. And what's funny is now there's websites you can go to online that talk about certain job positions, people who've had them, and after they leave the position, they go online to talk about that job and what it entails. And you'll see people with horror stories. Yeah, so they say it's a cell phone job, but man, it's high pressure. You got to sell cell phones. If you don't, you get yelled at. It's commission-based, so you don't get a lot of money unless you constantly selling. They literally tell you to attach things to every sale, and if you don't, basically you get in trouble for it, or you make like no money. So essentially, you just lie to the customer and tell the customer they need something that they don't need, so that you'll make a sale, a tack on sale. So basically it's junk jobs, right? It's junk jobs where it's just mistreat people, lie to people, just make sales. Who wants those, right? No one. That's why they lie to get you in the door for another position, and then they tell you the other job is the one available. This is what's going on right now in America. Another thing that he mentioned, a lot of the jobs, they look attractive. You apply, you just never hear back. Nothing. Because they're not actually real. They're jobs that maybe once a year they'll need someone new. So I have fucking all this information from all these years that I've accumulated, and then when it's convenient for me, now I'll draw upon it. And I'll give you another example of that. Again, a few years ago, Kat applying around for jobs and stuff. She gets a phone call, I'm not shitting you, 9 months later from when she applied for a job. Are you interested in it? What are you talking about? I applied 9 months ago. Do you think I sat around and didn't work for 9 months? No, I got another job. Of course I'm not interested in it anymore, stupid. But this is what they do. They're posting up, because here's how it used to be. It used to be, to apply for a job, you had to physically go to the place. You had to meet with the people who work there. You would take a physical application. You would fill it out. You would put it there physically. That's work, right? For you and for them. So basically, if they said, oh, we're hiring, put application, they're not going to lie. They actually are hiring, because why else would they want to have to be collecting paper applications and explaining how to fill it out and shit like that? That's work for them. So now, because everything's online and automated, there's no work for them. They can literally have these job postings up indefinitely and have your information sit in a fucking queue for 2-3 years and never touch it. And then when they need it, now it's convenient. Now I pull it out. And now because everything is automated, there's no hiring managers at the store anymore responsible for the job hiring. Instead, they try to say, oh, by the way, someone applied for the job, so now you have to squeeze in an interview today. What are you talking about? I'm here for 10 hours today, and the 10 hours I'm here, I got this to do, and this to do. Well, too bad. Now just do the interview, too. And by the way, they're coming in at 2 p.m. Be ready. Wait, what? So how am I supposed to do that? That's how it is in American jobs now. These retail jobs, restaurant jobs, hotel chains, they're all like that. There's no professionalism anymore. It's just, treat it like everyone gets fucked around and jerked around, including the employees there. Can you imagine how the manager feels? I have to do my normal managerial duties for the day. Oh, by the way, I also have to be a hiring manager today too, even though I have no training for it. What the fuck is that? That's America, folks. That's when you go to the news and the news says, oh, all these jobs were created this month. No, they weren't. The news is lying. These jobs either don't exist or these flaky fuck jobs that no one wants. That's what they're reporting is the new jobs that are being created in our economy. It's bunk. Our country is not any better off than it was just a few years ago. It's bullshit. It's misreporting for political spin. It's really nonsensical that people put this shit to put up with it. But anyway, all right, that's enough of that. Good post. That's actually timely to some stuff that I've seen from personal experience. Let's continue.
Did streamers really ruin gaming, or are you just trash? In this video, I'm going to talk about gaming before streaming was popular, and gaming after streaming became popular, and by the end of this video, you'll have an answer on if streaming really ruined gaming or not. Now, a few months ago, I was actually scrolling through Twitter, and I saw this tweet right here that says, dominating blue-collar workers in BattleBit. If you don't know what BattleBit is, well, it's basically like Battlefield in Roblox, and this is pretty much the whole clip. Yeah, pretty much that guy is just straight up dominating people. Like that's pretty much it. And I saw a quote tweet that said, esports ruined casual gaming. Now I know the whole title of this video is like something along the lines of how streamers ruined gaming, but I'm gonna put streamers and esports kind of in the same category. I say that because
I'm just gonna say this as a preface, because I don't know how much of this video I'm gonna watch. I don't know where he's going with the topic. Here's what I can explain. All right, back in the day, to be competitive at any game, You had to practice. You had to really put in effort and money and time and everything to get good at any game competitively. Notably for me, I can say Street Fighter. Okay, you had to go to arcades, you had to travel to experience this. When things went online, it changed, because now when you're playing games online, you now have access to people all over the world from your home, correct? And also the era of YouTube and Twitch, it changed the competitive nature of video games, because now you can instantly see top tier strategies from all over the world instantaneously as people share matches or make tutorial videos for profits, correct? So it's a different animal now. Here's some experience I can give you. So back in the day, when I started as a YouTuber, okay, basically Street Fighter 4 comes out. And when Street Fighter 4 comes out, it's the era of sharing fighting game content on YouTube. It just started. Because before then, yeah, people would share fighting game stuff, but there was no big prominent fighting game. When Street Fighter 4 came out, boom. Now, fighting games are back in the mainstream limelight, and everyone wants fighting game footage, right? When I would go on an average day and go online to play Street Fighter 4, I would literally dominate 80 to 90% of the matches. Very rarely would I find anyone online of any kind of skill level where they could even hang with me. And I would do sets like Dayon Madness, right? You know, Hakan Madness, the bottom tier characters in the game, and I would be dominating the vast majority of my sets. Of course, when I lost, I would always rage and be stupid and over the top, because that was my shtick back then. But I would dominate. And people were like, well, how is Phil dominating? He must be really good at Street Fighter 4. No, I was not good at Street Fighter 4 at all. I wouldn't even, by the time that Street Fighter 4 ended, I was average at best. I was never in a situation where I should be winning a tournament or beating good players. I didn't play it enough. The thing was, back then, the skill level was way down here, because the game was the first in a decade to push fighting games to prominence in the mainstream. And that was when all of a sudden everyone started playing online and sharing. Okay? So the bar was way down here. Then every fighting game that came out afterward had people sharing videos, sharing matchups, going to tournaments, and live streaming the competitive play. The meta of the game ended up being discovered so early that people were playing at a higher competitive level right away. And it changed the shape of what games were in any kind of online capacity. Today, if you go to play Street Fighter 6, I'm not kidding, the average skill level of the person in that game is way higher than it was during the era of Street Fighter 4 by 1,000,000%. People know strategies, they know basics, they know mix-ups, they know combos. I'm not saying that they're intelligent. A lot of people are just mash spamming, or they're just doing the same thing over and over, hoping for success in an online environment. There's no conscious thought of when to implement these things. They just do them ad nauseum, okay? But that's way better than the gameplay from back in the early days of Street Fighter 4. Overall, that knowledge has just progressed and improved more and more and more, to the point where now it's way up here. So how streamers ruin gaming? I don't know if it's necessarily streamers, but just the fact that you instantaneously get that sharing of knowledge, the fact that you immediately get people learning the meta of any competitive game right away now, because everything is distributed and instantly shared online, has changed online gaming. Everyone has this I have to play at a top level try hard mentality. Because why? They want to feel like they're tough shit. They want to be the next big streamer. They want to be the next big shit who goes viral. They want to be recruited to the esports team. They want that. And if for a lot of people, it's just a pipe dream, right? It is. It'll never happen. But they all still have that kind of, it's almost like a fabulous feeling. Oh, I'm going to become a big prominent person online making this content or doing this, right? So I think that's what it is. When I was in a competitive Street Fighter, there was no esports. There was no money to be made, so no one really cared. You fuck around with it, you get good. It was bragging rights, but that was about it. Now, it's a career to do this, so now everyone wants to do it, and it just becomes everyone's a tryhard. He's playing fucking Roblox, and he's dominating probably small children in Roblox and making videos about it like anyone gives a fuck, right?
Streaming, you kind of got to either be good at a game or funny, and with esports, you got to be good at a game. So I'm gonna put them both together because they're pretty similar, if I do say so myself. But to really understand this, we gotta go all the way back to 2018, the Fortnite boom. Before Fortnite was this cringe cash grab that pretty much just preyed on little kids for money, it was a game that nobody truly knew how to play and everyone had fun with it. I mean, back in 2018, every single human being was talking about Fortnite. I mean, back then you had Fortnite meme pages, every single human being was posting their wins, people were doing emotes IRL.
Fortnite move! Oh, do it again. Fortnite move, bitch!
I mean, that's how we got the infamous ninja clip.
Everyone wants to get it. Come on, baby. Show me what you got. Show me what. Just move. If you got to know it, just move. It's all I want to see. Some
That's right.
movement. I'm not seeing enough movement.
No one cares,
Oh my
stupid.
God.
And since Fortnite was so popular, one thing that also became popular because of Fortnite was streaming. Back then, Twitch was like pretty niche, but I'd say that Fortnite made Twitch more mainstream. And you may be asking, why did people go to Twitch and not YouTube? Well, the thing about YouTube is that a lot of YouTube videos are edited, and some people, they may be good on YouTube, but it's like on Twitch. Twitch is live, Twitch is raw. So if you lose, like, people are gonna see you lose, and if you win, people are gonna see you win. And that's why Twitch was so popular, because you could see high-level gameplay in real time. To determine if somebody was truly good, all you had to do was just watch them on Twitch. And with Twitch becoming so popular, some streamers that a bunch of people were watching back then was people like Myth, Ninja, Dr. Lupo, Nick Merckx. The whole Ninja versus Myth argument was like the biggest topic in school. I remember I was back in like freaking 10th grade and we were arguing at lunch tables talking about if Myth or Ninja was better. I'm not gonna lie, back then I was team Myth. But with all those popular streamers and pro players being in the limelight, that made more people want to be a pro player / streamer. I mean, did y'all see how some of these Fortnite teams were getting down? Bro, I'm telling you, if I had to crank a few 90s to be a freaking Fortnite pro back then, I probably would. And that's exactly where the downfall of gaming happened. Everyone started focusing on the money you can make from gaming rather than the fun from gaming. Fortnite used to be this game where you try to win by doing these creative strats like building a sky base, building a huge metal base, or maybe even camping in a bush. But then it turned into this huge sweat fest when people saw that you could make abnormal amounts of money from this game. Back then, if you shot at a dude, they would probably start shooting at you back like they wouldn't even build. But now, if you shoot at somebody in Fortnite, they're building a whole freaking skyscraper hotel with Wi-Fi. It's actually wild. Now, let me say this right now. I do also say that that's kind of just time. Like, with time, people get better. But my point is that everyone's playing games to be the best rather than to just have fun with their boys. Everyone is playing to be watched on Twitch or watched on YouTube.
Exactly right. Again, when I started as a YouTuber, my videos weren't meant to be any display of skill or any level of like showing off how do you play this game. It's not a walkthrough, it's a playthrough. This is just random online play. This is not meant to be an instructional set on how to get good with this character. That's what the appeal of my content was. It felt like you were just sitting next to a guy on a couch, he was dicking around in a game, and it was funny. Then all of a sudden, at some point, it became everything has to be high production value, high level, planned out, edited, top level shit. And if you don't put that out, you're just putting out shovelware or shovel shit content, right? And that's when opinion against me changed in a lot of ways. Because, you know, 2008 through 2011, 2012, I was just the Joe normal guy, Joe nobody, right? But I was making videos and, you know, caught on, people laughed. Then all of a sudden it was like, well, why does Phil get any attention for his content? Because it's not top level shit. He's not a great player, you know? Like, well, I didn't change. The culture did. It did. It became this try-hard. If you don't have the highest level production quality, if you're not investing insane amounts of money into how your videos and streams look, if you're not playing at the top level, if you're playing a game and you didn't do all the side content, get all the trophies or achievements, see the secret endings, how dare you make a playthrough on YouTube? It changed. Mentality completely changed. When I started on YouTube, it was like, oh my God, someone put out a video of a hot new game and it's free and I can just watch it. This is cool. And everyone would leave positive comments. And then it became completely the opposite. It just became everything has to be ultimate high level shit. And it didn't make any sense. The spirit of the love of gaming was lost when it just became about I have to be the best. I have to make the most money, be the most popular, get the most subs and views on my streams and channels. You know, he's right. I agree with this.
YouTube. I mean, you ever play a game and you get killed by somebody with a TTV gamer tag and you go to their Twitch and they're not streaming at all, they're just sweating just to sweat? Like, everyone is just playing for that top spot because in that top spot you can make content out of it, and with that content comes a whole lot of money. Unless you're playing like Farming Simulator and you're a pro. I don't really think you make a lot of money from like pro Farming Simulator, but I don't know, I might become a Farming Simulator pro, you never know. Bars. But yeah, everyone's pretty much playing to be watched. I remember back then games wouldn't really get sweaty until like 2 or 3 weeks after release, but now games are sweaty off the rip. It can be 5 days away.
Dude, that's hilarious because he says it would be 2 or 3 weeks. No, back in the day, it was months to years. When a new Street Fighter game came out in arcades, it took a year to 2 years for the meta to be discovered because it was only in person. There was no online play, no sharing. You know what I mean? You got to go to the tournament to see the top level players play. And now it's just immediate, like literally immediate. Crazy. Within a day, you see the meta exposed.
Call of Duty coming out, and you already got a dude making a video saying best class setup 2023 MW3, and it's like, bro, the game hasn't even released. It can be 2 weeks before 2K comes out, and a dude already has the best build. It makes no sense. And when the game comes out, people are only going to play the meta, because when you only play the meta, you can win more, and when you win more, you can get up to that top rank.
That's right.
And when you get up to that top rank, you can stream, create content from it, more people are going to watch you because you're up high on the leaderboards, and then the cycle just continues and continues and continues. And now everyone's just playing the same because everyone's just trying to be the best to be able to stream it / be watched. Back then, you would play games for the fun because there was really no money involved. But now it's like every single human being is trying to become the top streamer, and it's like, bro, like, where's the fun in that? Back then...
And here's the other thing, and this is where I'll end this video because we got to get to the final part of the show. This is what gets me when people criticize me and they say, oh, 10 years of failure because, you know, you used to be very popular, now you're not anymore. It's like, yeah, but I didn't change. Again, culture changed, society changed. The reason I was popular at the beginning of that era of YouTube is because people were in it for fun. They just wanted to watch a video and laugh. They didn't care about the quality level. They didn't care about the skill level. It was just meant to be free content for fun. And it always has been. And that's still my mentality today, although I do want to make better content for you. Okay? I want to improve that content over time. I'm still doing it for fun. I'm not doing it to say I'm the most prominent YouTuber in this way or that way. I'm the best at this or that. I never aspired to be that. I'm not one of these sweats people. Even when I try to get good at Street Fighter 6, that's because I feel like it's more entertaining to play at a better level than to mash buttons at a low level and just get spanked around online. Okay? But that's what people don't get. And people literally will say to me that I'm a failure because I didn't try all these tactics that everyone tried to get ahead and be bigger. Maybe I didn't do them on fucking purpose because I didn't want to be a try-hard sweats idiot who sits around doing a floss in front of Times Square and no one cares because you're a fucking loser. Who cares if you're rich? You know, I'm happy with the content that I put out. I love what I do for a living. I don't want to fucking be anything bigger than what I am. I have no desire to do that. All these people he's describing, that's all they want. All they want is to be the big, giant person, prominent, money-making. That's not what I ever got into it for. I got into this because I love fucking video games, and I wanted to share my passion of games with the world. These people got into it because they wanted to be a job to make a living doing it. That's not ever what I wanted to do. I fell into accidentally doing this for a living. You know? Anyway, I think that is a big problem with content creation and gaming in general today. I completely agree with this guy. All right. Thank you for watching. DSP versus the internet. It is now time for the final part. Let's end this one, and then we'll see the final submissions and see what people want to talk about. Cool. See you in the next part, the final part for the week.